So this guy canuckster2 makes a video reply to me, and I'm obviously he's being sarcastic, but surprisingly, I'm not even mad. I pretty much agree with what he is exaggerating me as, and I have no apologies for that. Like when he said that I would turn Google's home page into North Korea. And I was like, I never thought of that, but a good idea is a good idea. Or how he said I would ban Steam. I don't like to use the word ban, but I would certainly abolish Steam. I would criminally persecute everyone involved in the creation and enforcement of Steam. They would all have to pay out of pocket or go to jail. And I would hang Gabe Naywell on a rope. That would require a lot of rope. He's a pretty big guy. He's about as big as me and Canuckster put together. So, yeah, there might be cheaper ways to execute him. But I do believe in the right to a fair trial, unlike Valve. So, he would get his day in court, and a jury would determine whether or not he deserves to be hung. So, already I am morally superior to the companies from which I fight. The thing he doesn't understand is what I meant by being czar of the internet. I'm not suggesting that I am of absolute knowledge and of absolute morality, that I can be entrusted with power over everybody else. That is the mindset of the moderator, that, you either listen to them or you get banned. And that is the problem with the internet right now. It's just a bunch of punks and little kids who think they have a crown and they can boss you around. And it's not bad enough that you have to deal with that every step of the way. Every single board you go to, you're just trying to mind your own business, talking, and they come along and stick their dick in your ear. That needs to stop as it is. But when you buy a game and you expect to play that game whenever you want to because you bought it with your own money, someone thinks they can stick their dick in your ear about that too. Why? Where is the logic in that if I pay for a game, someone else can come along and deny me accessibility to it? So why did I bother paying for the game? I may as well have just taken it from you. You have no problems taking it out of my hands, so why should I have a problem taking it out of your hands? That's the thing. It's about respect. It's about mutual respect, mutual dignity, and the equality and egalitarian principle that the law applies to everyone. Doesn't apply to some of the people some of the time. It applies to all of the people all of the time. If I cannot rob you, you cannot rob me. If I buy something from you, I get to use that. I don't care about your licensing agreement. I don't care about your terms of service. I don't care about your entitlements. I don't care about your copyright infringements. I don't care about any of it. If I pay money for a video game, I am going to play it. That is what I'm getting at here. And as czar of the internet, I would ensure people would not be screwed out of their money. I would ensure that people, when they register at a forum, can post whatever they want, whenever they want, and that it is not up to one individual or even an oligarchy of individuals to stop them from doing otherwise. And that is why I proclaim czar of the internet. Because as someone that believes in the American justice system, that we have checks and balances, that the best way to govern a society is to have multitudes of authority that contradict each other and that, discuss matters. We are a republic. I am not opposed to democracy, but I think people have this idea that democracy is merely just the masses voting on one issue at a time. And that's where things start to get gray, because the masses can accept anything. They do anyway. They're dogs. They're obedient. They do the tricks for their master. It's a very sick system. And all it takes is someone with enough charm and enough money to get them to accept anything. Point is, they're accepting their enslavement right now. They buy a video game, they don't get to keep it. And you're going to tell me I trust these people to vote? No. But I do believe that if we have a republic system where multitudes of government are in conflict with one another and control different sectors within, we will have some semblance of freedom. Because it will have to be mutual understanding and mutual cooperation in order to get anything done. For example, if I am czar of the internet and someone else is czar of electricity, if we have a bout, either the world is not going to have electricity or the world is not going to have internet. Either way, it's not going to function properly. The world needs both the internet and electricity. So what we need is a competent union of governments. We need a union of people of every sector that controls that sector, and an equal balance of power between all peoples. I believe that is the goal of communism. The goal of communism is to collectivize the means of production, but what does that mean? It means to collectivize the power within production. It means to collectivize everything that can control the progress of humanity or the destruction of humanity. It means that no one is a serf. No one has to work just to survive. No one has to work to impress you or to, rise up the corporate ladder. There's no glass ceiling. It is simply people. And people own all production. And people should have equal grounds to stand on when discussing matters and discussing the future. I only have 10 minutes here, so I don't know how much I can get into. But I don't see why that's such a hard concept for people to understand. I don't know why they insist upon trolling me and, treating me with such disrespect, when all I'm saying here is you have rights, I have rights, everybody has rights. What is wrong with that? What is wrong with you? Are you saying you don't have rights? Go ahead, don't have rights. I don't give a shit about you, but I'm not going to stop having rights. So, that's all I have to say. I have rights, and if you insist upon not having rights, go kill yourself or something. Because clearly you do not want to be a human being. Clearly you do not want to live in a peaceful, relatively lawful society where everyone cooperates and has equal grounding to get shit done. You don't want to live in a society where we use rationality and morality as the basis for rules rather than might makes right or just simply entitlement of the heritage. Because that's what moderators do. Moderators just are the authority and they are not to be questioned. And I am just not going along with that. Ever. I don't give a fuck what they think they own. I don't give a fuck what they think they can do. So, we're done here.